Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 182 of Trials and Trebuchets. I'm your Dungeon Master, Luke. Joining me are my players. Their names are as follows.
Hello, my name is Ben, and I play the level 9 gnome astronaut, Windsor Wallaby, along with his cutty little astronaut companion, Mr. Wiggles.
Meow. That was him drifting away.
Hi. It's me, astronaut last name here, Carla, and I play the level 9 tiefling roguelike Integrity Idleberry. Walking on the moon, trying to eat the food, in hopes we get to figure out what's up with Mira's hand or where we are in all the planes walking on the moon.
Hell yeah.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and I play the level 9 half-elf bard, Mira Marchand. It's been 2 weeks since the godly planes walked up the steps of the moon, and then we killed Great. 2 weeks and a birthday passed. Now it's time to kill giants with the psychic lance blast.
I always get whiplash whenever a song starts. It's been.
I'm gonna sing this time, and I'm scared. Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck.
Hi, this is Sam, and I play the level 9 human sorcerer, Sarah Sinderman. But there's no sense crying over us losing Great. We just keep on walking, then we sit down and wait for the giant to tell us what the fuck is going on to get to our friends who are still alive.
On the moon, too. That's such a perfect choice of song, Sam. I love it.
Thank you.
Spectacular.
So cute.
And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students navigated their way through a lunar labyrinth, decrypting notes, celebrating birthdays, and getting super duper achy after lying on the stone every night for 2 weeks. The 5 of them found their way to the surface eventually, entering a shrine filled with horns and other giant. Above them, they saw a beautiful view of space, the sky, their own home world, divine planes, spectral forms of their own world, all of this and more. And then they sat down to have a little picnic.
Bland-ass food.
Some decent water,
Lovingly
though.
conjured by the disciple of this shrine, who was becoming increasingly annoyed with the 4 students. And as they ate their bland-ass food, their giant companion Great blew a bad note through a horn of wood, erupted into flame, and became a translucent-ish crystal.
That's what it was. You're just bad at it.
Yeah, I
one.
just sucked.
Wow.
Mira Marchand, level 9 half-elf bard. If my memory serves,
Yes.
you had readied an action to attack the disciple in the event that Great was harmed. What did you want to do? And first of all, do you consider Great harm?
Yes, I consider great harm.
Okay. In that case, what do you want to do?
The event has come to pass, and so my grip on my lyre tightens. I'm going to point at the giant in front of me, and I'm just going to immediately cast Rowlitham's Psychic Lance. So that is going to be an intelligence save from the giant.
Wonderful. I can make that. No worries.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't good.
Oh.
It was a 9.
Well, that will not make it. And so the giant is going to... 2 things are going to happen. One, the giant is going to take 7d6 psychic damage, and the second is that they will be incapacitated until whatever the start of my next turn means.
Holy shit. That spell is so strong.
Mira!
7d6.
No!
Yeah. Integrity in slow motion reaches out, trying to stop Mira as she strums and
time just slows.
I think I've just got 5 of these d6s, so I'll roll and then I'll roll 2 more again.
Absolutely. Just let me know the total, please.
Shit.
That's 6, 6, 6, 4,
Oh,
2,
no.
so 18.
D&D has the
19,
devil in
21,
it.
22, 23, 24. Okay, 2 more of these. And there are 2 and a 5, so 26, 31 damage.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Okay.
Out of like the 500 hit points.
Oh.
They're actually just completely made, like the whole thing is, the big secret is that they're actually just made of stone. Like there's nothing else. Gotta get a chisel.
I would like to maintain
like-
that I do run after Mira yelling, Mira, no.
But it's the moon.
It's like the equivalent of doing your most powerful attack, and then they are basically unharmed.
It's literally the moon, though, so like when you push on your foot to start running, you just start floating up into the sky. Whoopsie daisy.
Okay. I think I have a firm grasp of how this is going to go.
They're gonna kill us.
No. Never imagined us dying on the moon.
Mira, this lance of psychic energy shoots from your lyre. It bends very quickly around Great's crystalline form and slams into the head of this stone giant, this disciple sitting there smug on their pillow. They're probably not smug from an objective perspective, but for you, Mira, there's a perception possibly that this giant, it looks smug at this moment. They take this damage, and you see them recoil as the lance passes through their head, this pink psychic energy, causing them immense harm. You see blackish green blood start to pour from their ears, their eyes, as they their eyes shut in pain. They let out a loud yelp, almost like a wounded animal. That echoes loudly here, and you see them almost fall backwards off of their pedestal onto the ground with a loud clatter. The four of you in this moment, what would you like to do? Or I guess the three of you other than Mira.
Yeah, I took my turn.
Sorry, yes. Integrity's obviously jumping to grab Mira and in some way corral that, but you failed. What? Yes.
I think this suddenly happening spurs Startup into action, and I'm going to move over to because obviously the blood situation was, I'm guessing, unnatural to see, so
perhaps
I'm going to go over and check on them, I guess.
Oh dear.
You're going to approach them.
Yes.
Do any of the rest of you say anything?
I think that I might go over to Great or whatever is left of him and just try to look at him more closely, but I'm rushing, you know?
Yeah, Windsor's in sort of a panic, so
just Winslow sitting there with flatbread and fish, and he's like, oh.
I think he kind of sort of jumps on the table to try and get to the other side.
There's no table. Sorry, you're just run across the rug,
run across the
food.
rug, and step on a plate of food or something.
It's a mess.
Absolutely.
This picnic
get to where
went
everyone
horribly.
else is as fast as possible.
Okay. And Integrity Idleberry, what would you like to be doing?
I'm going to walk over with Mira, or I guess run over with Mira, and I'm going to just be yelling, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Cecil. I don't know what's happening. Oh Lord, oh God,
Oh my God. Cecil.
Integrity cowering, fearful of being smote, scurries behind you, Mira. Let's do this thing next. Okay.
Oh no.
First things first, Mira Marchand, Integrity Idleberry, you run up to this crystalline 19-foot tall statue of Great. You can see a crystalline horn in his hands, a kind of scared-looking expression carved onto the crystalline face. What examination do you want to do? What do you want to look at, Mira? Are you just not going to make sure it's crystal?
Is there any kind of a sense of living in him, or anything I can heal?
You can make a myriad of checks here. You can make a medicine, a nature, or arcana check.
Okay. I think that's going to have to be arcana. And
okay.
I'm going to try that. Ugh. I don't fucking know shit, Luke. I rolled a 2.
Damn.
That's a 6.
Okay. Mira, you run up to this. This is a big crystal.
Mm-hmm.
You see the light begin to pour through him and cast little rainbows on the ground. He's a very good prism. You do not know about the living status of prisms, but you assume them to be not.
Mm-hmm.
Integrity, you run up very quickly at this moment behind Mira Marchand as she makes her, she calls it dead at whatever time of day it is.
I would like to look around with the horns if there's any other crystals that can be reminiscent of, because I just don't understand what's
Make an
happening
investigation
right now.
check. Make an investigation check.
Okay. That's a 22. 18 plus 4.
A 22. You see up on this wall, there's it seems that the horns have a sequence to them, Integrity. There is a wooden one, a stone one, a brass one, and then a steel one, right? And then that repeats. And the horns look different, but the material repeats, right? And then every what you notice, 200 horns on the wall. In this sequence, there's a single crystalline one. Not white crystal like the one Great is made of, but of a crystal. And then every 100 after that, right, there seems to be a horn made of like almost as if like bone itself. Yeah.
Oh.
Like a horn made of like horn or of bone.
A
That's
horn
twisted
made of
before.
horn?
Horn made of horn. It's a horn-shaped horn.
Of course, made of horn.
But Integrity, you very quickly piece this together, keen mind taking notes of all, and notice this within like 5 seconds as soon as you run up behind.
Different. Horns on the wall, 200 all different.
Take it around, pass it around.
behind Mira. Do you say anything to the girl?
Mira, I think that Great's gone and Great's just part of the cycle. Like, take a look at this walls. I think he's just part of it now.
So you're saying that they killed him? That's what you're saying? What the? Well, we have to do something.
As Mira and Integrity's voices carry throughout this shrine, Sereneth Cinderman, you run towards the giant, the disciple. They fell face first onto the ground and seem to be picking themselves up. You hear quiet muttering from them that goes, "To strike me here, of all places, to strike me?" And they will turn their head and glare towards you.
I'm gonna raise my hands. Like, I'm so sorry. I understand that this is a part of a larger thing than us.
What did you come here for?
We were trapped here. We were brought here. We just wanted to get back to the planet.
Ib.
Ib?
That is the name given by the creator.
Okay, we were trying to get back to Ib. We've been traveling for 14 days down below. We didn't know what was going on. We were just working in Troil during an internship. We made friends with Great, and we didn't know what. I'm sorry for my friend. She didn't know what was going on right away. We were just trying to.
As you stammer and stumble over yourself, trying to explain everything you possibly can to make amends in any way you know how, this giant raises up from the floor and stands to their full height. Their robes, a bit now stained with the blood from their face. It's dried slightly, but the stains remain on their brilliant cloth. Staring up, this giant stands about 23 feet tall, much taller than Great, decidedly so because they are so much more narrow than Great was. Great is almost square in silhouette, 18 feet wide by 19 feet tall. This giant might only be 6 feet wide, very thin and tall.
Beanpole.
And they will look down at you and say, "To spend 14 days trapped here, beneath the shrine to Seysul, without any great mark or indication, any summons from the goddess herself, is in and of itself a blessing. I can look past this slight," and they will glare down at you now, Mira, and Integrity, and will say, "If there is atonement made, now in this moment."
What do you mean by atonement? What? She also reaches into her pocket and pulls out one of her handkerchiefs to kind of like... to clean.
The giant does not take
Okay.
it. They brush you aside almost as they walk past you. The giant looks down at you. The disciple looks down at you, Mira, decidedly angry now. Are you still looking
I'm pissed.
hostile?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. They will say, "You owe atonement to Seysul for desecrating this place."
Great didn't choose to come here, and you killed him. You killed him in front of us. We have been trapped here. My arm is doing this. I still don't know why. Why am I the one who has to atone? You attacked my friend with no warning.
Stop! The giant isn't dead. He's undergoing a metamorphosis. He will be the first of the new cycle, as I would have said if you waited like I had asked.
He's still
Are
alive?
you always impatient like this?
Yeah, pretty much. He's alive?
He will be soon.
Okay. You could have told us that before.
I was planning to. I owe you nothing. I owe you less than nothing.
We were trapped.
I understand
Fine.
this.
Okay. We for 2 weeks didn't have any. Okay, fine. Okay, you're right.
Atonement.
I apologize. I apologize.
What offering have you for the goddess?
Again, the brought here against our will kind of. We didn't
Yes,
have
I've
time
heard.
What kind of offerings?
What have you to give? A trade of a sort? Are you a stonesmith? You could present a sculpture?
I could play a song. I mean, if that's the kind of trade that you mean.
They raise their hand. They still look furious and are barely holding that under the surface. And will say, play a song then, and see if that atones for what you've done.
Okay. I apologize again. And I will play something.
They'll look at you, Winsler.
Ooh.
And we'll just say, disgraceful. As if, like, having an aside, a conversation with you who's done nothing.
I'm almost kind of like extremely confused as like disgraceful is like, are they calling me disgraceful?
What the fuck did I do?
But Mira, you set up to play something. Please describe it for us all.
I think that I would want to play something a little bit challenging and experimental, something that I maybe picked up in one of my late first year classes, because if this is indeed something that a goddess is judging, I want to showcase something that takes real effort. And so one of the kind of experimental, more recently learned pieces I would like to play.
Okay. Roll a performance check for me.
Roll a performance check.
The DC is high.
Yeah, I figured it might be. Where's my... There it is. Well, I have a plus 13 to performance, so I hope that will help me a little. Okay. 13 plus 13. That's a 26.
Oh.
I don't know if
Yes.
that's...
That is, the DC I had in mind was 24.
Oh.
So, you've done
Hell
well.
yeah.
This song carries beautifully. This hall is designed to be one where music, the chanting from those horns or the horns blowing themselves, this is a hall designed for that sound to carry to any ears within it. You play and it sounds like there's 100 of you, Mira, playing the same song in perfect coordination. How long does it go on for?
I think it's probably like a 3-minute song.
Okay, very, very well. The giant walks around in this time, seemingly collecting their thoughts, the disciple, collecting their thoughts, shaking their head, looking up to the sky above in moments and just listening to your song. Are the three of you doing anything else while Mira plays?
Do you think that Sisul will strike Mira if it's not enough to atone for her sins?
I don't want to think about that, Integrity. That's very scary.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was just an intrusive thought.
Okay.
I feel like we're the intrusive thought here.
Okay, come back and sit down and just shh. She's doing really well.
Sorry.
The three of you settle. Mira continues to play for some time, 3 minutes. And the giant, when your song finishes, nods their head and will say, I'm sure the creator Sisul, the goddess above, will find this adequate atonement.
Great. I'm happy to hear that.
Why are you here? What brought you to this place, specifically?
We were, it was completely...
Accidental?
Yes.
There's no such thing. There's no such thing.
Well, we were trying to get away from something, and we ended up in this room.
In the catacombs?
Yes. And then we went through planes, and then we ended up deep underground here.
Yes. You found yourselves in the labyrinth beneath us, crossing down through the gate of Sisul, from the material plane to this. You, without blessings from Sisul, escaping the labyrinth itself is a miracle, and you should be thankful for that.
We are. We really are. But we just want to get back to Ib.
And they'll laugh at that, their face cracking for the first time, and they'll say, I think all of us would love nothing more than to return to Ib.
So...
And they'll gesture up at the sky and say, do you not see it there? Spectral and untouchable? Away? Broken?
So...
Impossible to return to.
Wait.
Only the fake version.
Wait, the fake... Hang on, because we had a message that said, honored guests look upon the broken world below or something. And wait...
From Sisul.
You said fake one. Does that have to do with auxiliary planes?
The giant blinks twice at you, and then we'll look at Winsler and just wait.
I mean, I guess
What does she mean? That's why I look to you.
I guess to put it simply, we want to return to the fake one.
Why?
Because that's where we came from.
You did not come from the fake one. In truth. And they'll point to the sky and say, all beings were created in Ib as it was. and find themselves pulled against their will to the fake, and they'll gesture at the colored-in, fully intact planet in the sky, the one with the planes floating around it. It is fractured in some way. It changed recently. It was worse than this, but recently it has become more cohered. Do you know anything of this?
Are you talking about the smush?
They'll look back to you, Winsler, again, for a translation.
I guess there was some sort of merging of times or worlds at one point that we may have had a hand in doing.
No accidents. As I told you.
With the shepherd of potentiality.
You speak many words that I do not know, but I am sure you understand them.
How long have you been here?
I was a servant of the first cycle of giants. Eons past.
Ooh.
They were hewn from stone by the goddess herself, given hearts, life breathed into them. I enjoyed their company, but the cycle came to an end. And so I stayed here to serve the goddess above.
Is there a way... I understand with the conversation that we did not come from the fake Ib, but can we at least go to Ib here? Like, is there a way, or are we just on the...
There is ways. One has done this before. One who is not a giant, I shall say. One who is unlike me or unlike him. They point at Great standing there. But that was only once, and then they'll glance at that door, the one with constellations and chains on it, and will say, and it has been sealed, made corrupt and desecrated by her.
Her.
Wait, who?
A woman of little importance to me, millennia past.
Well, could you describe her?
She had 2 legs, 2 arms,
Yep.
was small, pompous like you, impatient like you.
Does
When she came
just
here,
Sorry.
unless you want to keep talking over one another, when she came here, she threw herself down in the light of Seisul and demanded some small power. I am not here to grant such things, but Seisul above saw reason for it, and sent her back to the original Ib. Ever since that day, corruption lies beyond those doors, and Ib is no longer accessible. So unless you are willing to throw yourselves down in light of Seisul and plead for power as well, and fight back whatever corruption is beyond that door, I think you are going to find yourselves well at home here.
Why are there snakes decorating this place?
Seisul knows many forms. Currently, she is known by the name Seisul and throws herself into the form of moons. It is not for me to explain the whimsy of our goddess, only to explain it to lesser folk like you. Much to my chagrin.
Did you watch that happen? Pointing at the,
I've watched that and many others, yes. Why? Do you know something of it?
We just know that there was sort of a cleansing that happened a long, long time ago. I don't know if you've heard of...
Is this relevant to giants or beyond them?
I don't know. We don't know enough of it, but I don't know if you would have heard about it.
Where would I have heard from it? Or of it?
From
Giants coming through?
Giants or your texts. Have you heard of Shiora?
Make an insight check. All of you can make an insight check.
Sure.
We brought up the big S.
Oh no.
13. 9 plus 4.
Oh my god.
Mira's coming into this one hot
Yeah.
still, so yeah.
Like, fuck you, don't tell us anything.
23.
Oh my
19
god.
plus 4.
You get a nat 20, Sam?
Not nat 20, unfortunately, but I got a 22.
Okay, sick. Good rolls, guys.
Yo.
26.
Oh my god. We did it.
Mira, you're coming into this with a lot of pent-up frustration, expelling anger, a bit hot, coming in a bit hot, we might say, and you find them stone-faced. This disciple is imperceptibly feeling some way to you. You'd think that they're just, as the expression would have it, stone-faced.
Mhm.
The rest of you, there is a twitch of the face, like they are going, they tried to say something in that moment when you asked them that question, and then something stopped them.
Asking as Sarah, not as Mira, is
Yeah.
this similar to what happened to Teb during that very first exchange where we started asking him questions about the hatch?
Mira Marchand. Or Sarah, rather. It's a perfect way of describing it.
Good to know, thank you.
But the rest of you detect this. Winsler specifically, you see them start to form words and then immediately stop and shudder, their face twitching. And that the twitch is the most discernible thing, but their full body does shudder as well, hidden slightly by this very flowing clothing that they wear. And they will say, I have a passing familiarity. And they'll avert their eyes when they say it. Very suspicious-like. Why do you ask?
I think we have a feeling that Shiora might have been involved with this whole cleansing thing. We think that might
That's
be the
great.
source of it all.
That's fantastic for you. This cleansing is meaningless to me, though.
But you do know something else about Shiora that you're not telling us. You can't hide it from me.
I'm Windsor Wallaby.
I know when someone is holding back information.
I am not obligated to tell you what I know.
You're not obligated, but could you? Please?
Make a persuasion check.
Please.
This is
Help
gonna go
us against the
terribly.
powers
You said
of
please and
sweet
thank
tiny
you,
boy.
so-
Please?
Just letting you know, the longer that you keep us here, the more questions we're going to start asking about it.
It's a 13. It was bad.
It. They grimace and look at you, squinting, and will say, This hall contains memories of every cycle of giants. Just as your friend here blew into that horn and has created an artifact of his civilization, so too has every cycle before him. Blowing these horns could tell you some sort of information, though I regret to tell you that I would stop you from doing such an action. However, the four of you seem to know more than I believed anyone did of the happenings of the ancient time. Cleansings, cycles, Shiora. And when they say Shiora, they almost look a bit forlorn. It is through Seisul that you have come here into this place. There are no accidents in this way.
Integrity's nodding to this.
I wish to tell you things that might help, but there's no way to trust. After being attacked, after being yelled at, after being showed such disregard, there's no way to trust that you will do anything with this information. I know much, and I could help. Yes, that's the truth. But I don't want to help the four of you. Not after this.
What can we do to show that we are trustworthy in this? We only want to get home. We want to help.
If you want to help, help the goddess herself.
Um,
And they will point at the large door, which is chained shut, and will say, Corruption lies beyond there. If you are sent here for the true purpose that Seisul has ordained for you, if you are fit to bear the knowledge that I have, push back the corruption beyond those doors.
what kind of corruption are we talking about here? Because you keep saying corruption. Is
Yes.
this something magical or?
The last one who came here, and they shake their head, pled for power from Seisul, the creator. When she left, a darkness came. I hesitate to tell this, but I believe she used the power to bring something from beyond the light of Seisul into these worlds. Some corruption, which spread itself here and is barred from beyond those doors. It eats at Seisul's powers, moment by moment, millennia after millennia, and I would see it thrown out from this world. I know not if it is magical, only that it feeds on Seisul's very being. If you go beyond those doors and push back that corruption, back to the darkness beyond light, then I have information beyond your years that I can share, but I do not trust you before that. You are, of course, free to stay here until your lives end, as I have no other way of sending you back.
Are you sentencing us to our death? What's waiting for us beyond that door?
They look a bit ashamed, Integrity, when you say that, and look to the floor and will say, "It is not I who sentence you to death if you do not come back from beyond those doors. It is Seisul. I am only an interpreter. I do not have her powers. I do not have her knowledge. I can only interpret what she gives to me. If you live, then you are to be of greater help to her. If you die, you are never to be here, only to bring me knowledge of the false Ib, and nothing more."
You said that we would pray, ask for power, and stop the corruption, and that'll help us get home. Am I understanding that correct?
That is the only way. The only way beyond these halls for one who is not a giant lays beyond those doors.
Okay. Serenep is going to stand up and say, "Where do I pray?"
You pray where you stand. Seisul has filled these halls with her presence. No matter what you say, she will hear.
Okay. Serenep is going to look to the rest of her friends, and she's just going to kind of gesture over to like one of the side, like over to the side, so like to have like a semblance of privacy.
Yeah.
And she's going to walk over there and try to pray. I think this is the second time in her life where she's tried to do this, so she's going to try that.
All right. We'll come to that in a moment. In the meantime, while Serenep goes and tries to find some privacy in this wide open shrine, what do the other three of you do?
I know you don't want to tell us everything, but I have a very strong suspicion, and I would like to have it confirmed. You said Seisul has used many names, many forms. Is Meafide one of them? If I'm gonna pray, I at least want to know what I'm praying to.
She has used this name, yes.
Oh,
All right.
I'm getting shivers.
And girl, if you meet that thing and they point to your arm, you should feel obligated to tell them what transpired here. For my sake, please. We are kin, you see. I'll tell you that much.
What do you mean?
I'm not telling you a single word more. That is my kin. You don't need to know anything else than that. Thank you for bringing them here. You may go pray to your goddess if you'd like.
That is my kin.
I think that wordlessly I'm gonna turn around and go over to where Serenep is.
Okay. Integrity, Winsler.
This is way too grand for such a tiny gnome, but Windsor is just going to do as he's told because there's really not much else to do. And I guess he tried his best by asking nicely. And I don't think this, this giant is willing to, tolerate our presence much longer. And I clearly don't want to live here for another 300 years. So, he's just gonna go and huddle over near everyone else, and
I went over here for
Windsor,
privacy.
Windsor, before you do go, the disciple does walk towards you and will look down at you steeply and will say, "I thank you for your humility, and so should Seisul. When I lived on Ib, your kind was friendly to giants. The stone giants that I knew. I have not seen another like you since, but your presence is comforting. I wish you good fortune in your prayer."
Well, thank you very much. I'll do my best, as I've always done.
Integrity.
Yeah. Just because, Sereneth wanted her privacy, I am going to find my own privacy. I'm going to, grab a couple of food on the table, because in the past, when I've prayed, I know, that offerings are a big thing. So I'm going to, have a bounty in front of me and some of my items to sort of show humility. And
which items?
I think important stuff to me, let's say
all your money.
No, a couple of coins. I'm going to put one of my daggers and just that kind of thing, just showing that I am here for.
Perfect. So I should ask, do you all continue in wordless prayer, or are there words which you say even in your own mind?
I think that while her parents did not really teach her anything about prayer or that sort of thing.
Mhm.
She did at times spend time with like a nanny or a sitter who kind of
Yeah.
taught her that you can kind of stand however you want and pray. So
Yes.
she's taken to lying on the floor with like her hands crossed over her mouth, and she's holding
Yes.
her family pendant in her hand, like pressed against her lips. And she's
Mhm.
just, no words are really being said in her head. It's just trying to like take in
Humble
the,
yourself before the goddess.
yeah,
Mhm.
Okay.
like
wonderful.
think about what has happened so far on her journey,
Okay.
and like,
Perfect.
yeah.
The rest of you.
Winsler is clasping his spell book, and he took Mr. Wiggles out of his pocket and is also like pressing him against his chest despite his like probable, let me go
Yes.
sort of attitude. I think in like this prayer, it's more of like just like a bit of self-reflection. Like this is the first time, like, Winsler's always felt sort of like small and stuff, but like
Mhm.
in this sort of a grand situation, he feels like extremely minuscule, and this is like very, very like humbling almost. It's
Yeah.
like, wow, I can't believe that someone this small is, along with his friends, is tasked with something so huge. Basically. So he's thinking about all the people that he's met, his ma's, pa, artists, everyone else, just, thinking about them and preparing for what may come.
Earthly bonds. Wonderful.
I think for Mira's sort of prayer, she's saying this all in her head. She's kind of got her hands, her not hurting snake hand and her prosthetic claps together, and she's like, okay, say Shul, or Mea Fide, or whoever you are. Everyone wants something from me. Everyone wants to use me for their purposes. Some queen of elves wants me as an attendant. Some empress wants me as a spy. And now some goddess wants me to fight something. I have kneeled and I have pledged myself over and over again, and I have given you my talents. So if you want my power, you want to give me power, give me power. Make me feel small and make me feel like I'm not in control of my own destiny, but please let this be the last time.
Okay. And integrity, Idleberry.
Just like in silent prayer in my thoughts, I'm going to say, I, a humble speck from Ib, offer this great prayer to the goddess of many names. I seek for power to serve the good. Here are my offerings.
Wonderful. In this holy place, I will not make you roll. I already told you it was like a humidity in the air, almost dripping down the walls. It almost feels solid as you breathe in and breathe out. The nature of the magic in this place. You feel, Serenep, warmth begin to emanate from your family's small brooch that you hold close to your lips. Winsler, your spellbook seems to warm in your hands, and you feel as though a light spring rain falls on your head, warming, calming. Mira, even your arm begins to feel as if a part of yourself, your left arm, I should say, and you feel filled with some sort of divine vigor, almost, some sort of understanding of what you've said here. And integrity, Idleberry. Your words ring out through your head, and you feel almost daggers in your back. You're not bleeding. You don't hurt truly, but you feel piercing. You feel a weight upon your back. If you were to look up from your prayer at your offerings, you would see they are consumed in some sort of holy fire, similar to how Great was consumed wreathed in flames. They burn and crack, and the offering items that you had placed out in front of you burn up. The food, the few coins, your loose extra dagger, gone. And you only feel this, pain in your back, where something that you know is located, but none of your friends, no one else in your life knows. It seems as though Seisul, or Mea Fide, the goddess of many names, did not hear your prayer for a very specific reason.
I think I know why that was the case.
You all hear a loud cracking of metal, of stone. It draws your eyes, maybe not yours, Integrity, as you are too focused on what is happening to you, but it draws the rest of your eyes over to that massive set of doors as the chains crack and crumble. leaving the door free to enter.
All right. I guess we will head on through the door.
Laying on the ground was a mistake.
Yeah.
I haven't recovered yet.
Integrity. How are you reacting?
When there were like daggers on my back, I was trying very hard to hide it from my friends. Like, I'm not there. Like, if I could yell, I would yell, but I was trying not to worry my friends. So I think I'm just gonna stand up and pretend that I did get the blessing, and try to fight through the pain that is.
How do you pretend you got this blessing? What false bravado do you display in this moment?
Oh, I feel stronger already. And I'm like going to be like stretching my arms and say, thank you, Seisul.
You all stand. Integrity says this. Integrity, you see your 3 friends. There's almost a glow about them of iridescence, of moonlit color, almost as if there's a layer of light around each of them. The 3 of you do not see this around Integrity Idleberry. She's just plain old Integrity.
Integrity, are you okay?
I'm ready to go. Let's do this.
It seems your prayer wasn't heard, girl.
It didn't. But
the disciple squints their eyes down at you.
And
what danger do you bring to this place? And they'll sniff deeply in the air and will say, are you like the last who came here? Trying to come and seek power to bring more corruption?
I'm going to shake my head super strong to that. No, my friends can attest to this. I'm loyal and kind and a good person.
I don't doubt your loyalty. I doubt who you are loyal to in this case. What did you pray for? Who did you pray to?
I prayed to the goddess.
Winsler, the disciple will look to you and will say, you can tell if people are telling the truth, withholding information. What do you make of her?
I mean, I can tell that she was, in fact, praying to the goddess, but
she doesn't have this sheen to her.
I guess the prayers weren't strong enough. I don't quite understand what to make of this.
If I, let's say hypothetically, did not receive the blessing from the goddess, will I survive this?
To the 3 of you, good fortunes beyond this door. And they'll nod deeply to you, Integrity. I will await your return, and I will leave the door for some time before sealing it once more.
Are we just gonna knock if we're back?
If you've succeeded, just open the door. If it is sealed by the time you are done, then you took too long.
Oh, we have a time limit. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna look over to Integrity and say, like, we're gonna protect you, so, like, that counts for something.
We'll do our best to keep you safe.
I don't need protection. And I'm just gonna walk away and, like, walk towards the door because I felt very worthless at that point. Because I'm like,
no.
I'm following after her right away to protect her.
Absolutely. The 2 of you can. Mira, would you like to do the same, or is there anything else you'd like to say to the disciple?
No, I have nothing else to say to them.
Okay. They don't even look at you.
I'm fine with that.
As you walk by. Absolute enemies.
This absolute sass.
Yeah. You walk past, the 4 of you passing beside Great, the crystalline form he currently is in. Mira, at this point, you see there's a little bit of light coming from within. All of you might be able to see this. It's almost like a blue, yellowish hue, like a little flame that's beginning to burn from within.
I think I will nod at the crystalline grate and just be like, hey, good luck, buddy. And then I'm going to go through.
Aww.
Okay. And the 4 of you walk, 3 of you with the blessing of Seisul, and 1 of you deprived of it due to your close connection with
you-know-who.
Can walk up to this door. Upon it, constellations of shields, crowns, snakes, and of course the moon. And the 4 of you, strength combined, can force a slim crack in this massive stone door just wide enough for you to scamper through, one by one. And as you do so, you see a round room. There are steps down from the outer edge, not a ton, maybe only 5 feet down, but beautifully made steps, a bit worn from people stepping on them, perhaps. There's a skylight above, though this one is covered over almost with what looks like to be a cage made of stone, some sort of creation to keep whatever is trapped here. The door behind you closes of its own accord, loudly cracking closed, perhaps sending a shiver down your spine, Integrity Idleberry, perhaps the rest of you as well. In the center of this room, there is a large statue. It is in the shape of a winged serpent. Not a dragon, a long snake with 2 sets of feathered wings. Its face, or its head rather, is broken off. The crumbled ruins of it visible on the ground, though horribly broken apart and disfigured, as though something has spent ages upon ages breaking it into pebbles and gravel, almost out of some sort of hatred. I need you all to make perception checks for me, as the spores from that moss dimly light the area.
Well, that's a 5 + 4, that's a 9. I don't think I perceive shit.
Okay.
18.
Ooh, that is a 15.
22.
Okay. Integrity, Winsler, the entire surface of this statue, which you, Mira, and Serenep perceive to just be a flat, well-constructed, well-carved statue. Integrity and Winsler, you perceive it to be undulating in form, as if there are hundreds of thousands small grubs crawling over its surface.
Ugh.
As you enter in and stand here for but a moment, you hear a kind of haunting voice ring from the grubs itself, which will say, "Why have you entered into this place? You reek of others.
You smell.
Go take a shower, Stinky.
Did you come to collect us as well? To bring us from this prison?" The voice rings.
I don't like where this is going, but is that the corruption that they were talking about?
Where is the voice even coming from?
Integrity, you ask where the voice is coming from, and like water trickling from a leaf, grubs begin to fall off of this statue onto the ground. They seem to crawl, squirm into 2 distinct piles and seem to take shape. One massive being, 12 feet tall, not much compared to the giants, but massive compared to the 4 of you. It has many arms constructed of grubs and is just a writhing mass of corruption.
Ew.
The other is formed of less grubs, thin, spindly, tall, 9 feet almost. Its limbs, of which there are 7, constructed only 1 grub thick. It pulls from itself a long staff with a inky black stone on the top. That one, you hear it now, the haunting voice emanates from it, and it points the staff directly at you, Integrity Idleberry, and will say, "I asked, did you come to collect us as well? To bring us to rejoin ourselves elsewhere?
Ew.
I smell it on you. Our own stench."
Are you a warlock?
It laughs. It's empty, it's hollow, it fills this place. Integrity specifically, it might send shivers down your spine. And inside your mind, Integrity Idleberry, you hear a whispering voice that says, "These are parts of me that I left behind. It would do you good to bring them back with you," as the progenitor tells you what's up. And we'll do the rest of this next time on Trials and Trebuchets.
Oh, God.
That's where we'll leave off for this week. Ben, could you please give us an outro?
Sure. Thank you all for listening to this episode of Trials and Trebuchets. We hope you enjoyed it. I am very terrified that we're going to be doing battle with progenitor pieces, I guess.
Yeah.
How gross. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a review and rating on our Apple Podcast page. you know, we don't get any sort of ad revenue or stuff like that. So we basically just get information spread around by word of mouth. So
Yes.
we always appreciate reviews and the fact that you share this podcast with your friends if you enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's very helpful to us. We also have social media pages at Trials and Trebs for both Instagram and Twitter. You can check out some cool upcoming teasers for episodes, cool fan art and stuff. Lots of interesting goodies you can find there if you're looking for extra stuff to look at. We also have a Discord server, which the link to is in the description below. You can click that link and start chatting with a bunch of other fans of the show.
Yeah.
Very, very fun place if you're
Lots
a big
of
TNT fan.
discussion. Yeah, absolutely.
True. We also have a Patreon page for those who are feeling a little extra generous. The Patreon allows us to pay for hosting fees, keep the lights on for all of us, so on and so forth. So if you're feeling a little extra generous and you want to get some extra goodies such as bloopers, DM notes, and such like that, definitely take a look at the Patreon page as well.
Absolutely.
And last but not least, we have the all-encompassing trebmerch.com, where you can pick up some awesome TNT-related merch like stickers and a shirt. Oh my god, there's cool stuff there. Check it out, trebmerch.com.
Yes. Thank you very much, everyone, for playing today. I hope you enjoyed your moon adventure. Until next time, when Integrity gets slaughtered by these beings and all her friends have to watch, have a good week, folks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.